Hi, my name is Josh Stokes. I've lived in Southwest Virginia my entire life. I've visited other places around the world, around the country, and there's just something about Southwest Virginia that is unique and special. Unfortunately, I can't quite put into words what makes it so special. So I'm going to show you. We're going to visit various businesses, events, and talk to the people who make this such a wonderful place to live. So join me on the community show. I can't wait to see you there. Ever since the early 2000s, Floyd Fest has been an event that people in my region have looked forward to. Unfortunately, I have not been able to attend the events regularly. This year was an opportunity for me to really get to see more of what Floyd Fest has to offer. A few days before the event, I was provided the opportunity to speak with the organizers of Floyd Fest and get access into the grounds as the event was being put together. From wooden spaceships to air conditioning and tents, it would have taken weeks to see all the setup and work that went into creating a small city. Fortunately, Brian Swank, an event organizer, helped guide us through and get us the chance to sit down with Chris and Sam to discuss how Floyd Fest got started and where it is today. Who better to tell us about it than two of its founders? All right, so I'm here with Chris Hodges. We're talking with one of the founders of Floyd Fest. So for the record, how many years has this been going on?
This will be the 20th year, specifically if you back up a year of planning, so we call this the 21st year. We actually in year 15 did a secret stage because we wanted to kind of match the year to the actual calendar year of 21. So Floyd Fest 21 in 2021. It just made more sense. We did a secret stage to commemorate the 15th year called the Secret Stage 15. Yeah, and that was in year, I guess, 2016.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go back to 2000.
Okay.
What did it look like when you first started? How did you come up with the idea and the resources and everything to get Floyd Fest where it is today? I mean, it's a huge event. I love it. Lots of musicians, lots of talent, just 5 days of awesomeness.
Yeah, man. So, to back up from 2000, the seed was really planted. I came up here in 1993 to study with A. Court Basin, who was an artist and a musician that lived on Traviana Farm, and Traviana Farm was a commune. The first commune, artist commune in Floyd, started in 71, the year that I was born, serendipitously. But I came up here in search of A. Court. I ended up living with him for 3 years, and I learned so much more than music. I learned art. I learned the culture of not only Floyd and the Appalachian Mountains, but cultures from around the world. and poetry and painting and just any imaginable art form that you could imagine through this brilliant artist, Acord. And it was there that the seed was planted to throw a event that honored what communities could be. And especially Floyd is a great community. It has such a diverse mix of artists and farmers and incredible musicians and just people, writers, you name it. You know, they all congregate in Floyd, such a beautiful area that, you know, Floyd seemed to be the perfect canvas to try this experiment in Floyd Fest to see what a community could be, because communes are very hard to sustain over a year.
Yes.
It's very difficult to get people to agree, you know, year round on something. So if I could put together a team of people that could commit to trying this experiment of community with music and art as the background in Floyd for 5 days, then Floyd Fest would be worth it. And the dream is well and live. It's incredible to see that it's actually materialized and sustained itself for so long. So in 2000, it was the year that we officially decided, my partner and I at the time, we opened up Oddfellows Cantina in downtown Floyd, Virginia. The idea was always to do something bigger in Floyd, and the timing just seemed right. You know, the first show I brought to Oddfellows under Across the Way Productions was Norman Blake. He's an incredible flat picker from North Georgia. And, you know, of course, the culture of old-time bluegrass music in Floyd just made it a perfect place to, you know, just kind of like grow off of the music and art that was already here. So Norman Blake, sold-out show. The music was such a hit at Oddfellows that we knew that it was time to throw the festival. So in 2002, which was the first festival, it took about a year and a half of planning. I actually traveled to Africa, and I was trying to get a group of African musicians to kind of tell the story of how African music related to the Appalachian Mountains through, you know, the first banjo, which was an Ngoni, you know, from Mali. And it was just an interesting thing, you know, learning all the culture and how music has grown and changed and influenced the world, primarily from Africa, Scotland, Ireland, you know, and just how it coalesced in the Appalachian Mountains. So I went to Africa and knew that the bands that I were going to get were kind of going to be early ambassadors of how to promote this crazy idea of putting on a major national music festival for the first time, unheard of. But Floyd had enough of an energy, so to speak, about it, enough of a notoriety in the region for culture and arts, so it just made sense. And we worked hard on a shoestring budget to throw the first one. Of course, we got hit with a hurricane that first year. But the funny thing is, and you know, when you're an artist, and you know, I've heard Bryan Cranston say it, I've heard multiple, Paul Simon, whoever it is. If you're an artist, Abe Lincoln, you know, if you commit to succeed, there's no other option. So I was, you know, dead set on making sure that this thing was going to succeed, and knowing that the value and the magic and power of the community of Floyd would be the perfect place to do it. So yeah, it was rough that first year. Hurricane came through. I'll never forget talking to the Roanoke Times, and I was sitting, and there was an old trailer in the middle of this field up here, and it was just pouring, sideways wind, 60 miles an hour, and I'm like, what have I gotten myself into, man, you know? And the Roanoke Times was waiting to talk to me, and I was just sitting there in this little dilapidated bathroom in this trailer, and I said to myself, well, this is a test. If I can get through this, then I'm sure as heck going to be able to see this through to a sustainable annual event.
And it's just been easy since then, right?
Oh, it's been no problem. It's been a cakewalk, you know. No, you know, that's the thing. We've been through crises after crises after crises, and a lot of people are like, I don't know why you put yourselves through that much aggravation. It's because we love it, and we believe in the dream. We believe in being a good part of humanity, and that's what this festival's about.
And I mean, just taking a look at the village before the concert starts, you can tell that. You can see
the teamwork.
The teamwork, the people working here, they're out here in the full sun, in the heat.
It's incredible.
Busting it, smiles on their faces the whole
time.
And I love it. They're friendly. I love the atmosphere, and it's
love wins, man. If you can just maintain it, you know, and it's like, I made a joke the other day. In Floyd, it's bottoms up, not top down, man. But you know, being at the executive or the visionary level, it takes a sincere commitment to make sure that we're doing it for all the right reasons, and that translates to the workers. And of course, as I said, Floyd already has a beautiful community of incredible people that love to make good things happen.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible. And people from all walks, tons of Floyd folk, but tons of folk from around the country. It's amazing to see the quality of skills that come together to create this thing. And you're only as strong as your team. So yeah, teamwork makes the dream work, man.
So, last year was a tough year.
Oh. Yeah, it's putting it lightly.
So how did you find yourself rolling with the punches last year, and then coming back and it's almost like you didn't skip a beat this year.
Yep.
You have everything going the way it should be. Everything's looking amazing before the show. How? What do you attribute that to? I mean, I see the teamwork here, and I imagine that's a big part of the answer, but the pandemic hurt everyone very badly, and you seem to be getting through it strong.
It's one thing to be an individual getting through life, trying to create a quality life, just as individuals. All the stresses and challenges, that we have to deal with in life. We have to have a good relationship with ourselves, man. And the same thing translates, I think, into any relationship, specifically whether you're married or trying to do that kind of relationship, or if you're in a business. And the first thing that struck me was, okay, we're going to be tested on the quality of our relations, because we weren't going to give up. I told John, my business partner, I was like, listen, as long as I'm on this ship, this thing is not going down, man. If I have anything to say about it, So, the pandemic hit in March, and we were committed to figure this out. And it was just, like I said earlier, we've been through so many crises. I mean, it's just, I don't even know where to begin, the amount of, challenges we've had up here on the mountain. So the first thing we did was just calm ourselves and not react. And we were going to take our time to see what was going to happen with the pandemic, if it was going to loosen up and relax the restrictions. But we noticed in June, and we had already in March started planning contingency, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to H. What are we going to do if this happens? What are we going to do if this happens? And we've learned after 20 years to definitely have our contingencies in place. But we weren't going to give up. And when we finally announced that we weren't going to have it, we had already had 2022 or 2021 rather graphics in order. I had already reached out to headliners to see if they were going to be able to come on board and be able to be announced, so we can continue to give our fans hope and confidence that we were just disappearing and not all was lost. So I got the Avits to commit, got the artwork already ready, and we were already sitting on it. So when we made the decision to announce it in June that we weren't having it, right off the bat we were ready with our game plan of like, here's our new headliners for 2021 and this is what we're doing, and we have a great relationship with the audience. And it was emotionally inspiring. It was incredible to see 80% of our patrons roll their tickets over. Relationship number one confirmed. It was like a miracle, right? So that allowed us to financially be able to weather and sustain making the next moves. Obviously, the other miracle was getting the Avett Brothers, a national headliner who we had developed relationship with early on. They played for free for us, and that we've hired them throughout the years. And I sent a heartfelt, message to their management, and they agreed to come on board. So miracle number two, our relationships with the industry and musicians like the Avets came through. So I started noticing, what is the quality of our relations is what's going to get you through a crisis, especially in this industry, and people thought we were crazy. They were like, you guys are, irresponsible for promoting forward and everything. I was like, no, because our job has always been to provide hope. And without hope, there's nothing, So the patrons coming on board, 80% rollover, gave us hope, and we needed to return that hope. The Avett Brothers gave us hope. We need to return that hope to the industry and the mission of Floyd Fest, which, without loving the dream, it'll never come true. So we don't give up on that love. And, Jessica Taylor came in, and with the help of, government funding, with the PPP loans and everything, we were able to financially piecemeal everything together. And we just, moved forward with the complete confidence that we were going to host the festival in 2021. And if that couldn't happen, we'd adjust again and we'd make it work. I think that's the beauty of something that is has a life of its own, and Floyd Fest does at this point. It's a wonderful thing, you know. And going back to your community thing and the fans and the artists, it does take a village to raise a child, and Floyd Fest is alive and well, you know. So it's a healthy young adult at this point. So yeah,
celebrating year 21.
Absolutely. I think we can finally drink, right? Who am I kidding? Yeah.
So you before the camera started rolling, you were talking about how this was where the village is now that was the nightlife.
It was the crazy spot, you know, and you want to. The thing about Floyd Fest is, and what I've learned about working in so many different festivals and attending different festivals, you have to try to attempt at least to provide something for everyone, right? So it's a learning curve, you know, and it's been a sharp learning curve on a lot of levels in so many ways. But when it comes to the programming, which I spearhead, we had provided this space away from the main thoroughfare of the festival, down the hill in a beautiful setting, as the late night, you know, performance area, and it got crazy down here. We had sculptures down here, fire-breathing dragons, you know, aerialists hanging off of, like, you know, the stage, and just there was some craziness going on here. And however fun it was, the demand for camping kind of became a bit more took precedence. So I love to camp with my family. I love being outdoors, and that's really what it's all about here, you know. This is not really a rager festival, although if you rage responsibly, it's the right place for you, and that's what we kind of want to attract, responsible people. So we turned it into a family campground, and it's spectacular. We have a huge fire pit, and it's a real community down here of people that can just show up, and their tents are already set up, low stress for mom and dad or couples or whatnot, and the kids.
And the kids just run off and play with each other.
It's
and
great.
I mean,
we have Eno Hammock
no
Village over here, where the kids all just kind of love to hang out in the hammocks. You know, Red Rooster provides coffee and amenities, as well as these glamp providers. It's a really nice camp scene. It's luxury camping at its best, you know.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
So what are you looking for you got plans next year, what you're going to be doing as far as Floyd Fest, how that's going to look, a taste of what we can expect?
An exceptional experience, always. You know, we don't really announce what the theme or what's going to happen until, you know, I think we announce late October, first thing in November, and then we unveil the theme. That's the beauty of Floyd Fest too, going back to not having it in the pandemic. The importance of Floyd Fest to not only, you know, the team of ATWP, and I have an exceptional team, going back to the relations, man, you know, Sam Calhoun, Jessica Taylor, John McBroom, we bonded together, man, and you are only as strong as your team. It's incredible. So, you know, we're going to regroup after the festival. We look at all of the patron comments and surveys, and we make our best attempt at meeting the needs and suggestions of the patrons. I'll start booking artists like now. I'm already looking at it. The theme is up in the air, you toss it around, but the beauty of the theme is it represents why we celebrate. You know, the Odyssey is 20 years. Homer's Odyssey was an actual 20-year journey, so it made perfect sense to call it Odyssey this year. And off of the Vision Quest, which I think we all had in 2020, you know, we were all confined to our caves to figure out who the heck we are and where we're going to go and how we're going to survive. You know, so we don't know what the theme is going to be next year just yet, but it'll coalesce rather quickly after Floyd Fest 21 for sure, and we'll announce it November 1st. Yeah, and it's an art project. That's the beauty of this thing. You got to love what you do, you know, and I certainly love it. The team certainly loves it. We're all artists. Floyd, you know, is an inspiration to us. A-Court was the grand poobah of inspiration that I lived with, had the great honor of living with and being inspired with. So it's all about imagination and creativity, and that's, I think, the zest of life.
So when it comes to the artists, the young up-and-comers, coming into Floyd Fest or even just trying to make their way, what do you say to them?
You know, don't give up, and nothing's easy and nothing's going to be handed to you. And the quality of your art will speak for itself if you are committed. If you can handle the lows as well as the highs, then you're in the right profession. But if you're looking for a quick success story and you're just looking for the end game, I would strongly suggest looking for another profession, because, you know, the greatest music comes out of the greatest challenge. I mean, that's just throughout history. You know, the beauty of music is the emotion of humanity that is, you know, you don't even touch people. It speaks for itself. So, let your art speak for yourself, and don't think you're better than the next guy. Just be humble and work hard. And the funny thing is, Floyd Fest was created just as well for artists. I mean, that was the mantra that I made sure production understood. Treat all artists as royalty. Doesn't matter if it's the headliner or up and coming. And this is an opportunity for an up and coming to experience what it's like to be in a professional setting in front of a large crowd. And like Sam was saying earlier, many of our artists have come here, played for free, and we do feed them, we take care of them, we treat them just like an artist, but you got to prove yourself. This isn't an everyone gets a trophy kind of situation, and art doesn't work like that. You have to really be able to commit. It's a serious game, and it's been beautiful and wonderful to see the hardworking artists like Mason Bai, who's living his dream, who won the runner-up last Floyd Fest, now singing for Old Crow. And we've worked with so many artists, from the Avett Brothers, who are national stars now in the folk music genre, to Papadozio, to Mason Bai, to Rising Appalachia, who I got an agency deal in Denver, Colorado with Madison House, And that's the thing, we want to help these artists create careers. I was recently called, with working with a bunch of agents in the industry. Floyd Fest is now known as a tastemaker festival, and I love that. We're blessed to be in this region. There's so many good musicians, obviously influenced by the Appalachians, but it goes far beyond that. There's, EDM, there's blues, there's jazz, there's funk, there's rock, there's all kinds of things. But, these mountains are special. They really, I think it's in the water, they say.
And all the water flows out.
That's right, man. That's right.
I hope you mark your calendars for July 2022, because I know that week in July when Floyd Fest is going on, I'm pretty sure you'll know where you can find me. It was amazing how the stages are set up too, with no overlap of sound between the stages. It was as if they were the only band playing, when there were like 4 other bands playing at the same times. When night comes at Floyd Fest, the ground and stages light up in a way that can be described as out of this world. The creativity from the organizers is phenomenal and is further enhanced by the beautiful displays of color and visual performance expressed by the patrons. It is truly a magical experience to be a part of Floyd Fest. Structure attracts the people, but it is the people who are the soul of these 5 days. The atmosphere was extremely friendly and inviting. Performers were all around both day and night. I even saw aerial acrobats going on during the Old Crow Medicine Show. It was quite a sight to see. Did I mention the food was amazing? Next year, I'm camping out and trying as much as possible during the whole week.
Hello, Floyd Fest! Oh man, it's so good to be back in Southwest Virginia!
You will see that between the two interviews, these two are very different personalities. Both represent the spirit of Floyd Fest in such a way that had me wanting to see more.
We're with the community show. We got Sam Calhoun with us, talking to us about the glamping experience at Floyd Fest. As you can see, we do have the Yurt Village and the Tent Village going on. And Sam is going to talk to us a little bit about how this all got started, what they started with when Floyd Fest started, as well as where it's going today. So, Sam?
Yeah, so we're here on this beautiful mountain day, Floyd Fest 21 Odyssey. When we started 20 years ago, we had yurts, which are actually behind us right now. So we were kind of ahead of the game when it came to glamping. We felt like we saw that need. These are made by Blue Ridge Yurts, an all woman-owned company from Floyd, Virginia.
All right.
And as the years went on, and people decided they didn't want to sleep on the ground, in a tent anymore, the glamping world has really expanded, so we want to be on top of that. And so we have brought in many different vendors over the years to provide glamping amenities for us here. We have had Dancing Dave here on the other side of us that puts tents up. But really, what we really care about customer service here. Customer service is a big thing for us. So we actually took this glamping operation in-house for this year so that we could control the customer service. We could provide additional amenities that even other outside vendors couldn't provide. So the Glamp Camp patrons, as we call them this year, are in for a real treat, something very, very special festival experience.
So you've revamped what the glamping is this year.
Yes, we love taking a great concept and kind of embellishing it in the Floyd Fest way. Culture and brand is super important to us. Customer service, like I said. So these Glamp Camp patrons are going to have amenities they don't even know about yet. We have surprises coming in for mornings. Of course, we have the coffee up there. We have a restroom trailer. And we have Glamp Camp hosts as well. So we have someone who's going to tend to your needs like a concierge at all times.
So this does sound like a wonderful experience. And the older I get, the more not sleeping on rocks is appealing. So how did this start? So the first Floyd Fest, you're a Floyd Fest founder. How did it look when Floyd Fest first started?
Okay, so this mountain was not developed such as it is now. Okay, we are in this beautiful, beautiful precipice on the side of the Rock Castle Gorge, but we had to put in all the infrastructure on this mountain. So it grew slowly and steadily over the years. We're actually standing right now on the old Global Village stage. This was a beautiful late night operation that had a lot of world music performed here. So this kind of was more of a stage area down here. And then we realized, like you said, that glamping was kind of coming up in the world. And so we wanted to kind of make this area more of a glamp camp. It's a village now. That's kind of what we made as a village. So we started out by installing yurts, which are down there, still the same yurts. We actually upgrade them year after year. And these are so popular down there that people have a wait list for them. We've had the same patrons in those yurts for 12 to 15 years, a lot of those. They come back year after year. So it's really difficult to get them. It's a really special experience.
I noticed a lot of stylized artwork in the yurts.
Yes.
Which is really cool. Like it's kind of a homey experience.
Yes, it's a lot of Floyd art too.
Really? So local artists.
Like awesome. We say, it takes a village, and it's all about us. We couldn't do what we do without the community of Floyd. So from the artists here, from the volunteers here, from the staff here, it's all the local community, and that's what. It's a cliche to say, but it does take a village, and we're in the village now, right? And it's more importantly, though, too, we're coming back this year. And so the support we've had for the community, coming back out here to rebuild this world so America can heal, Floyd can heal, we can get back to doing what we do best, has been amazing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we even in March, y'all were sold out.
Yes. Yeah.
So this village, every tent we see here was spoken for as of March.
These tents sold out in 24 hours. Wow. 24 hours. So we are actually, in additional years, subsequent years, we're actually going to expand this so more people have the Glamp Camp option. And I can't say enough about our partnerships, too, that come down here. We're going to have pop-up bars. We're going to have coffee, like we said. Additional amenities are going to surprise people. It's going to be an amazing, unique experience. Kind of a festival within a festival down here.
So do any musicians stay in the village?
Yes, they do. Yes,
All right.
Some of our artists decide they need to come down here, which is really neat. There's something really cool about Floyd Fest, which is there's really no walls between artists and patrons. Okay, so like when they eat with us, they're always intermingled with us, and that's a very unique thing in the festival circuit because often there's kind of like that fourth wall where you can't kind of interact with people and you only see them on the stage. No, we're shoulder to shoulder up here, which is a very unique experience. So we got Glamp Camp patrons that are artists, partners, vendors. Everyone gets in on it.
That sounds awesome. Kind of wish I had my ticket.
I know. We're going to get you guys here. But I'll say this year, very unique. We realized we sold out very quickly. And so we didn't want to not share the magic we have on this mountain. And so we're live streaming, international live stream of Saturday Night Floyd Fest, Avett Brothers. So we're doing that up here. We're going to have drones. We're going to have satellite trucks so we can really share with the world what this experience is like on the mountain.
That is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait. So without any further interview, let's go take a look at one of these.
Let's take a look at it. Nice job. You did great.
It is awful quiet. I imagine that's not going to last.
No, it's
48
not.
hours.
It's not. I'm sure when you guys came in, you saw some of the craziness, you know? Now, let's see if there's one of these set up. I think there are a couple set up.
I saw some with the furniture set up closer toward
Okay.
the bus.
They got air conditioning units.
Oh, I know. That's one of the things I want to highlight is that you got AC going through these.
So, there's one of the ones that has multiple beds in it. You want that?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Well, actually, let's go back down to one of these other ones real quick. Is that chairs in there? We can maybe take a seat in there or something.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, so we're inside this. This is a tent.
A glamp camp.
Glamp camp. So this
Yeah.
is a glamp camp
It's a
tent.
glamping tent. We can say that.
So we're not in the yurt, but this is really, really nice. I'm loving the beds. I don't know if you can see it, but we have air conditioner going on here.
Mm-hmm.
This is certainly a level of camping that I am going to be getting my ticket for next year.
Yeah.
So I got to get in on it early.
It's all about the luxury and the details kind of thing with us here. And, you know, we're at about 4,000 feet up here on the mountain. It doesn't get terribly hot. Now, today's a very nice day. But the air conditioning is a nice little touch. I can tell you, air conditioning is not needed here at Floyd Fest every night.
Right.
One of those things where people they come from the lowlands, they don't expect that they have to wear a jacket or a hoodie at night. So these things will be cozy like that. But yeah, these glamp camp, they come with either a queen bed or these twins over here. And these people are going to have 4 people in this thing, which is fantastic. And of course, the air conditioning unit, some tables and chairs. And then we have lounges outside that they can expand out to. And it becomes a neighborhood down here. You get to know your neighbors, have a good time. It's a beautiful thing.
And it looks like 4 beds comfortably. Like I could sleep on any of these and not be crowded by everyone.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Great for families, great for couples, great for single people. It's great.
So what all do the tents here at the Tent Village offer as far as amenities, I guess?
Mm-hmm. So they come with rugs. We're going to spice it up with some decorations and such like that. We're all about art up here at the mountain, one of the cornerstones of Floyd Fest. But tables and chairs, and of course bedding, and the air conditioning unit, and a full service campground host. We have shuttles for these people to go up and down our mountain right here, just to shoot back and forth. Like I said, coffee in the morning, fresh fruit. We try to go all out, and we really we create experiences up here, and this is yet just another experience that we're creating for these people that they'll have indelible memories of this, and they'll come back year after year.
So where's the coffee coming from?
Oh, Red Rooster Coffee.
Definitely.
Definitely Red
All
Rooster,
right.
man. We love the local, and those guys are so good to us, and we love their brews, so they take really good care of us up here on this mountain.
That's awesome. Supporting local,
Supporting
keep it local,
man. That's what we're always trying to do up here, and we've been doing pretty well for 20 years, and sad we had to take a year off.
Oh, I know.
But we're back, and we're back here to help put heads in beds and gas in the tanks for Floyd County as well.
All right, and hopefully next year even bigger, better, stronger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're not going anywhere. We're not
All
going
right.
anywhere. We're going to be here for another 20 years after these 20 years. It's good.
That sounds good. Any chance on you slowing down on this?
No, not at all, my
I
friend.
like to
Not
hear
at
it.
all. It's a lifestyle now, and I'm very blessed to have the job I have. I'm very blessed to work with a team that we have up here. We have an exceptional team that throws this. People really don't understand, and it's fine, the amount of work it takes to build a city on the top of a mountain for 15,000 people every year. And to do that in a thoughtful manner that you keep people safe. It's all about keeping people healthy, safe, having a quality of life up here that's exceptional. and for us just being really different than any other festival in the country. And we hope that that brings a great brand and moniker to the county of Floyd and Patrick County also, where we are as well. So we hope we're good neighbors to the community.
That's something that it was always funny. I was arguing with my grandfather, and he was insistent on telling me that it is in Patrick County.
It is.
And,
Well, we have a Floyd address in Patrick County. We play nice. Both governments
It's
love
right
us.
there on the border.
Right there, because we're on this beautiful precipice of that gorge. And when you see drone aerial shots of where we are, it's breathtaking.
Oh, I know. I've seen the aerial footage, and I'm loving it.
Mhm.
I cannot wait for this week to start. Wednesday, it's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing. And we often don't talk. The lineup is amazing. One of the best lineups we've had in 20 years, thanks to Chris Hodges. And it's just going to be an exceptional week.
You got to return main stage Old Crow Medicine Show.
Old Crow Medicine Show is coming back here. That's a
Wow.
very unique success story. Is that we've always had the On the Rise band competition where Chris Hodges picks out bands that truly are on the rise, but they really haven't been exposed to many fans yet. And in 2019, the runner-up of that was Mason Vine. And fast forward 2 years to now, Mason Vine is the newest member of Old Crow Medicine Show. So that's almost a rags to riches story. Probably not the right analogy there. But it's so beautiful to see the slingshot launch effect of just getting out in front of crowds and then him living his dream now.
Which you may know this or not. Did he happen to stay in the village when
Mason
when he was
did
an up and
not.
comer?
No, he didn't. But he was. He kind of grew up at the festival like many kids do. You know, we see the kids grow up here, and he actually. I remember him playing down here in the village. There's also like an Eno hammock village down here. We always catch the kids at just relaxing, playing around the hammocks, and he definitely was one of those children.
So you never know what future star you're going to run into here at the village.
Mhm. We have. I can tell you one of the patrons down here, Isaac Haddon. He grew up with us, and he's going to be a new future star. He's up and coming, playing our festival this year. It is heartwarming to see how many people grow up around us. It's just beautiful to see the families.
I love it.
We're
I
family
love
friendly. You know, that's one of the only festivals I've ever gone to in the country where you can allow your kids just to roam free. You know, people are safe about them. They take care. It's everyone takes care of each other up here.
I love it.
Mhm.
Keeping with the tradition of Floyd.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. You guys are great.
The interviews were a great start to what would be a busy but very fun-filled week. If you're camping on site and you need a little peace and quiet, the hike is not far at all, and the sound from the stage is almost unheard. You know, I wasn't lying when I said I would have to get my camping tickets for next year. I have been to music festivals before, but Floyd Fest was the only one I would describe as having something for the whole family.